Pedro Ilgenfritz is a theatre director from Brazil who currently resides in Auckland, New Zealand. His works are characterised by meticulous attention to detail, striking visuals, playfulness, social engagement, and a high level of physical articulation. Pedro Ilgenfritz is that rare New Zealand theatre director who combines a clear genealogy of technique with social criticism. His work is infused with history from below and the nostalgia of personal experience. From the trials of the Latin American immigrant to the politics of housing, elitist development, and the aesthetics of love and death, there is always a critical approach to social change, yet the mask is still there to lend poetry, distance, and humour to the event. Technical rigour, musicality, pathos are his hallmarks, and Pedro's actors are taught to become ethereal, but keep their feet in the dirt and their eyes fixed on the basic mechanisms of power and the means of inverting it. Pedro Ilgenfritz's work is quite literally about the body. His plays are always heavily based in the realm of the physical, drawing from a great number of traditions of physical theatre, masked theatre, and clowning. The performers in his pieces are always alive and dynamic in their body, constantly in action, reacting and alive to their environment. All his pieces of work have a kind of emotional centre, the human drama. As much as his works are about the physical, the body, they're correspondingly about humanity. The human drama is always at the centre of his works. The sadness, the joys, the humour, the failures, the absurdity, and the triumphs. Pedro Ilgenfritz works with his actors to find the heart of every character, to find the human. They become incredibly real, relatable, and touching to an audience, even with the slightest of movements. All of his plays have a strong emphasis on rhythm, be this what the character's rhythm is, what the rhythm of a relationship is, what the rhythm of a scene is. One will always feel his plays are moving forward, driving towards their end goal, while also finding time to indulge in moments along the way. There's always a great deal of fun and play in his works. They always embody the idea that in order to draw an audience into a world, you sometimes have to tickle their feet a little bit and play with them so that the emotional heart of the piece is all the more affecting. Pedro's work has an emphasis on the journey, not necessarily the outcome. The Spot, 2005. The play shows the bizarre world of contradictions and paradoxes of four street characters as they share the spot, a home they've made underground an old building. This is a delightful and strange comedy that delves into the drama around territorial dispute and political control.
I was wrong!
Reproducing the macrocosm of world politics and corporate greediness through the poetic humour of clowns. Harmonious Oddity, 2008. A stunning dance theatre by Touch Compass Dance Trust, directed by Pedro Ilgenfritz and choreographed by Catherine Chappell. Dreamlike, Harmonious Oddity bridges subconscious and conscious realities, featuring surreal, Bellini-esque scenes played out live on stage and on film. Dancers perform not only on their feet, but also on wheels and suspended in mid-air in a wacky and humorous work that transports the audience into another realm. Alfonsina, 2009. Alfonsina comes to Auckland in search for a better life.
I've got a job!
She leaves Argentina and her little son behind and embarks on an adventure with few belongings but big dreams. Her quest to find social justice and fairness collides with the state apparatus and deportation. One by One, 2011. A show without words, but with a big and generous heart. One by One is the beautiful story of Bonnie and Marty as they meet and fall in love. An enchanting silent theatre show with a live band, one by one harks back to the age of silent film, with Bonnie and Marty's story played out in a magical, musical world where physical expression matters most and a conspiratorial grin speaks 1,000 words. Comic Interludes, 2012, was a theatre project inspired by Commedia dell'arte and infused with Polynesian flavour. Comic Interludes was performed in the back of a truck in central Auckland. The stage was constructed as a pop-up performance space. 2063, 2015. The story follows the retelling of New Zealand colonial wars in the future. The events of the Waikato War are replayed in the year 2063, when global warming moves millions of refugees into the area south of Auckland, creating a new independent nation with the New Zealand territory. The invasion of New Zealand Army to take over the refugee area reproduces the real events, characters, and motivations that caused the Waikato War in 1863. Leilani, 2016. A young woman goes to the theatre and suddenly her life is dramatised on stage as a projection of her fears, anxieties, and desires. Leilani's story follows a circular time warp structure where the beginning matches the end of the story in order to give the impression the audience is experiencing Leilani's imagination as she waits for the show to start with her boyfriend Junior. This work marks the development of original theatre masks inspired by New Zealand types and an exploration between cultural elements of New Zealand and the tradition of Commedia dell'arte.